from Market Square Arena, it's the Sixers versus the Pacers. Fleming has his first field goal, and quickly the Pacers in front 2-0. Jones wheels down the lane, double clutches on the run, missed it. The ball tapped out of bounds, and it's going to belong to Indiana. Pressure by Cheeks. Sixers without Cheeks, and with Scott Brooks starting at the point, went 4-2. Underneath Fleming, again he goes up and scrolls. Twice they have gone to work on Mo Cheeks.
Great pass that time by Chuck Person as Fleming just cut off the center, and it was a good pass as Maurice was caught kind of sleeping on that and had his head turned.
Hawkins popped around the screen. He backs Miller down, fires short, tap Charles, no. Collared by Charles, he goes back up and is hammered. Fleming the foul, he is first.
Just didn't call it.
Charles pumps and makes the first. Charles, a starter in the All-Star game Sunday.
Sixers had 3 representatives there at the All-Star break. Charles played, obviously, and played well. Gerald Henderson, a 3-point, and Jones in the dunking contest. So everybody, Sixers had great representation at the All-Star
And Al
game.
Domenico, the trainer for the East.
Well, 3 out of 4 isn't bad.
4-2 Pacer lead. Miller, a bomb that won't fall, and the rebound Tisdale. And a loose ball foul. And I'm not sure. He said 24. Or no, it's going to be on
Still.
Tisdale, his first. Jaminski off the box. Falls and fires and travels. Had a little help from Smits. But walk, nevertheless, and it's turned over to Indiana. A 4-2 Pacer lead with 10:24 left to play here in the first quarter. We're just underway. Sixers won their last outing prior to the break, beating the Supersonics at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Smits wheels and fires and scores. Nothing but net. Quick move by Smits.
Well, they're looking for him. You know, before they really didn't have too many center plays, and now that Dick Versace is here, they've got some center plays, and they're looking to get people posting up, especially the big guys.
Cheeks unloads from outside. Missed it short. Shelton Jones the rebound. Shelton back outside. Hawkins alone for a moment. And looks. Maurice at the top, little stutter step move and scores. Mo Cheeks with his first field goal. Sixers worked out last night here at Market Square. About a 2-hour workout, and then shot again this morning. Around the screen, Miller, and he ran a yard. Reggie Miller with the travel and the turnover, and the Sixers get it trailing by 2, 6-4. Cheeks, stutter steps in and hangs and got it again.
Super move that time as Mike Jaminski looked like he was getting ready to come over. Mo kind of faked going over the pick and gave a good hard step to the baseline, kind of left Fleming standing still.
Fleming. This is Chuck Person. Out of Auburn, as was Charles Barkley. Person fired wild and missed it, and the rebound Barkley. And here comes Charles as he power dribbles out. Shovels Jaminski, the pull-up. Nope. Tap Barkley, and then he's wrestled down. And Charles working hard inside for the rebound off the miss by Jaminski. Gets Justin now as he makes the second. And 8-6, Sixer lead. Fleming against Cheeks. Person against Shelton Jones. Person drives, comes back. Fleming on the way. Nope. Rebound Charles again. He gobbled that up, and again he power dribbles out. 3-on-1, 3-on nobody. They executed that perfectly. The lone defender had no choice but to commit himself, and they made the right decision on the pass, and Charles hammered one home. Miller again falling and firing, again missing. Smits the follow. That won't go. The tip is good by Stuart Gray. A 10-8 Sixer lead. Hawk Free throw line extended right to the baseline. An air ball run down by Person. Pacers look to run. Fleming hooks it off. Underneath, Reggie Miller. Miller from Fleming. A 10-10 tie with 7:31 left. First quarter. Cheeks. Pump fakes once. Jaminski falling, firing, and missing. Barkley again the board and then the basket. 5 rebounds early going for Charles Barkley, and his second field goal. And it's a 12-10 Sixer lead.
I think it shows that Charles played over the weekend, obviously, and some of the other players didn't have an opportunity to. But you see Charles coming out right away and showing that he did play, and he's in shape and ready to for this week of three big games for him.
And Versace picks up the tee at the other end, as he did not like the proceedings. So Dick Versace, his first technical. And we'll go to the other end as Jaminski is alone. The first one early on.
And then I think Charles, he was kind of mad at Charles for just kind of pushing Stuart Gray out of the way. But those things happen during the course of a ball game. You can't see everything, obviously, if you're a referee.
Shelton Jones, the personal foul on the hand check. Or rather, make it Hersey Hawkins. Hawkins with his first. Inside, Gray no, and the rebound, Jaminski. G-man, the outlet for Cheeks. The trailer, Jaminski from 18, perfect. Jaminski buries his first field goal of the game. And it's a 15-10 Sixer lead. Fleming yo-yos a dribble against Cheeks. Hooked in, posted Person, wheels and deals, and stripped and stolen by Cheeks, who picked his pocket from behind. Shelton Jones, the lead in the jam. And they'll get a timeout here, I'm sure. 17-10, Sixers by 7. And they get the timeout, and Versace is really hot. The Sixers lead by 7. February 15th on a buy one, get one free night. Look in today's Daily News and tomorrow's Enquirer for your coupon. Call 339-7676 for information. The Pacers and Chuck Person tomorrow night, buy one, get one free. Neil Funk, Steve Mix, as the Sixers reeled off 3 unanswered field goals and lead it 17-10 before the Versace timeout. And a whistle by Bernie Fryer in the left corner. And Hawkins, Hawk now with 2. The only man with a personal foul. And Gerald Henderson quickly up off the Sixer bench and into the game. So Jimmy wastes no time as he comes with Gerald Henderson. Hawk picks up his second at the 6:04 mark of the first quarter. Fleming. Hand check by Cheeks. Angled left off the top of the key. Dumps for Reggie Miller, took his eye off it, and then dribbled it out of bounds. Right off his foot.
That was caused by the pressure that Maurice Cheeks was putting on Fleming, because he just couldn't make an easy pass into Miller. And consequently, when Miller was getting ready to make his move, he tried to make his move even before he caught the ball. But you got to give credit to Maurice Cheeks for that.
Forced the third Pacer turnover. Good spin move by Cheeks as he ran right by Fleming. Now Shelton Jones hangs and scores in the lane. Good quick move.
I like the way Maurice Cheeks is coming back after 6 games off. He's really aggressive tonight.
Smits well outside his range. And now Gray faces and drives and hooks and scores. Gray caught it, put it on the floor once as he knifed in from left to right. And then knocked down the little half hook. 19-12, Philadelphia. Shelton Jones for Charles. Barkley cranked it cross court, intended for a cutting Shelton Jones, and Shelton never saw it.
Well, he didn't. He wasn't watching the ball. One of the mistakes that you make when you're cutting through the middle, when the ball is missed like that, is you're not watching the passer, and you got to turn your head and watch the ball.
Smits very active early going. A little turnaround at the baseline, and the Pacers back to within 5 at 19-14. Jaminski spins, he hooks, he scores. Now the full court pressure by the Sixers. Cheeks and Gerald Henderson hounding Fleming and Miller. If there's a rap on Fleming, it is that he is not a good ball handler, especially against pressure. Fleming drives and shot it, but an offensive foul. It's going to be on the screen, I believe. On Smits, it is. Smits tried to screen at the baseline. His first. And the Sixers trot it up. Cheeks, free throw line extended right. Oh, banging inside. Gerald pounded Reggie Miller and then kind of grinned.
Well, Henderson, as he came off the pick by Jaminski that time, he was pushed by Miller. And Gerald Henderson just came back and said, to heck with it, I'm going to get even with him. And he just kind of pushed Miller, who was in the three-point contest the other day also.
A little love tap on Valentine's Day, right? Person leaping leaner, snapped out of the air by Charles. That'll be goaltending. Person, the leaping leaner off the left side, and Charles, at its apex, just picked it out of the air. Watch this.
It looks good. It looks good, but it certainly doesn't do any justice up there, because that shot, you know, you got to give every shot an opportunity to be missed.
21-16. The Sixers. Gerald partially blocked, and off it comes to Person. Miller got a piece of that. Fleming. Miller. Person posted. Powers in. Around the rim and good. Good move. Chuck Person. His second field goal. Cheeks. Gerald Henderson flips it in. Barkley. Hangs and got it.
Stuart Gray is not quick enough to guard Charles Barkley.
And Charles knows it.
Yes. And what a great feeling for an offensive player to know that the guy guarding you cannot even come close to guarding you. Your eyes light up. You say, give me the ball.
Person against Shelton Jones. Fleming over Cheeks. In and out. Rebound snapped down by Shelton. Cheeks in a hurry. Sixers moving well in the early going. Jaminski in and out, and Gray the rebound. One and done that time. Fleming runs the break. Miller. The feed for Smits. He faces good move. Fires the jumper. Missed that. The rebound. Person. And a push foul. It's going to be on Person. Person the foul as he pushed off for the rebound and a timeout.
The line yet. Both teams are shooting 9 for 17 at this juncture, but the 76ers are getting to the line, which is a good sign.
Here comes Charles against Gray. Changed hands and had it partially tipped away. Pacers run the other way. Person. Fleming. As Jaminski, good job that time. He shadowed Smits on the high side and was able to reach out and poke the ball away. Here comes Skiles into the game, and that gets a hand from the crowd here. They've been a little disappointed. Not necessarily that Fleming is a bad guy or anything. And here's a whistle on a foul before they can inbound. That should be a dead ball situation. Now let's see. Or was the ball passed in? Now that's so Brooks and Henderson in the backcourt. Barkley, Jaminski, and Anderson now, the former Pacer. In for Philadelphia. Jaminski over Smits, off the glass, spun out on it. It danced around and then kicked out on the left side. Skiles. I started to talk about Skiles before. They like the way his leadership abilities. There's Barkley with a steal. He'll run in and beat Smits and hammer home. Charles with a defensive play, and then the dunk at the other end.
Well, Stuart Gray obviously was not going to catch Charles Barkley on that move. So he just kind of slowed up and let Charles go in for the slam.
Charles is 4 of 5 from the field right now. A 25-20 Sixer lead. Smits for Skiles off target. He is not a great outside shooter. And Person the rebound and got it. Person scores inside. You're watching 76ers basketball on PHL 17 in Philadelphia. Jaminski blocked from behind. Jimmy Lynam upset at the lack of a call there. Skiles kind of gallops down the lane, and a whistle stops that. Now Gerald Henderson and Reggie Miller. Now Barkley has a few words for Miller. Versace out quickly, and he grabs Reggie Miller. Now it's Miller and Barkley doing the drawing, although Gerald Henderson and Miller, it appeared, got into it verbally to begin with.
And Scott Skiles went over and grabbed Dick Versace to stay completely out of it.
Now Gerald whistled for the foul on the play. That's the original foul. His second. And Miller will be at the free throw. Randy Fishman, who always does an excellent job. And of course follows the Pacers as well. And that's a tougher job. Miller started to drive, and the foul is again on Gerald, and that's 3 on Gerald. Now he has 3. He came in to get Hersey Hawkins.
And we may see Derek Smith.
And right now, Styles off and pulls up and scores. Nicely done. Good pick set at the top to free up Scott Brooks. Frederick into the game and mishandled. Brooks picks it up. Charles blocked from behind by Reggie Miller. Charles stole it back. Now Anderson at the top of the key. He nearly had his pocket.
Set it up, get a good shot.
35 seconds left to play first quarter. Sixers with the basketball. Anderson for Barkley. Charles double alone is Brooks. Around the rim and good. Scott Brooks with his second field goal. 29-24. Again, the 5-point Sixer advantage. And the Pacers will run the clock down. A 5-point Sixer lead as Indiana spreads the floor. At the top, 5, now 4, now 3. Skiles fakes and fires and scores at the buzzer. At the horn, Skiles. We played 1 in Market Square in Indiana. Into this ball game. And acquired by the Sixers yesterday, waived by the Sacramento Kings back on the 7th. Played for Jimmy Lynam when both were with the Clippers. Played 29 games for the Sacramento Kings this year and averaged 10 points per game. We'll tell you more about his career in a moment. Ben Coleman is checked in. Anderson tips this home off the miss by Coleman. And Anderson has his first 2. Ronnie averaging better than 25 against his former teammates. Smits, again, the baseline jumper.
Good move that time by Smits as he realized Ben Coleman was guarding him. He just turned and shot the turnaround jumper at the baseline.
Well, there's a guy, Steve, that, as you said, has really benefited from some meaningful minutes. Barkley for 3, and it wouldn't go down. I mean, Smits looks like a totally different guy.
He really does. From the last time we were in here, he's a much better ball player.
Skiles on the penetration. 31-30, a 1-point Sixer lead. Anderson raises up, in and out, no good. Here come the Pacers. Skiles runs the break. Skiles on the return to Smits in the heart of the lane. He scores again. They ran it nicely. A sideline break up the right side. And finally found Smits, who trailed the play in the middle, and a 20-second timeout taken by the...
It was a nice pass by Skiles.
Hughes is a rookie.
First on India.
So they've got...
Into the Pacer lineup, number 50.
Here comes Dreiling. Anthony Frederick.
Anthony.
I should have said, what were you calling?
Anthony.
You had me going wrong. There's a spike of an attempted shot by Ron Anderson, but a foul. Anthony Frederick. With
I mean, you mean it wasn't?
Anthony Frederick with Skiles, Miller, Dreiling, and Gray. Outside for 3, Miller, no. Rebound, Ben Coleman. Ben had a nice game against Seattle. Now Barkley. Brooks for 3, the home run short. And a whistle. This is inside as the ball caromed away along, and a push foul. It's on Anthony Frederick, so the rookie has picked up 2 quick fouls, and Ron Anderson will inbound. Scott Brooks at the point, matched up with Skiles. Anderson against the rookie Frederick. Ron Anderson beat him and finger rolls one up, and a foul. Again, the bump foul. That's 3 on Frederick. So the veteran Ron Anderson taking him to task, and I'll bet you he will try it again.
Well, as long as you cause 2 fouls, last 2 times you've touched the ball, let's go to him one more time. Bring him back over here, Scott.
Brooks starts the other way. Smith poked away from Barkley, and it's out of bounds. Last touch pushed by Ron Anderson.
He's been awesome on the offensive board so far this first half.
Charles with 3 offensive boards and 6 total. Long, that line drive shot of his. Trademark, and he knocked that down. Now, he is a good, streaky, long-range shooter.
Yes, he is.
And has an NBA body. Smith caught in traffic for Brooks. Poured it home. Skiles. Brooks is now 3 for 4 from the field. A 37-34 Sixer lead as the Sixers run off the Pacer miss. And to the hole, Rik Smits with his first field goal as a Sixer.
Rik Smits can get out on the fast break. He's got a great set of legs. He's got some speed, and he can get out on the fast break.
Skiles. Dreiling trying to fight his way in, and a push foul.
Number 54, Ben Coleman, is called to foul and play his first. Into the lineup.
The first on Ben Coleman. Diego Clippers on September 14th of '83, and had some battles with mononucleosis and a knee problem, and had some brilliant years, and didn't fit into Sacramento's plans this year, and consequently was waived and picked up by the Sixers, with Wingate being placed on the injured list and joining Cliff Robinson there.
The offensive scheme of things for the second team for the 76ers, because now you'll have Rik Smits, Ron Anderson, Ben Coleman, who's coming on strong the last few games, and Scott Brooks. So that'll be a good second team.
Slipping and falling is Tisdale as he started to drive, and Bernie Frye with a call. I guess he's just going to rule that the ball was poked out of bounds. We'll look at it again.
Take a look at it, but
Oops.
I don't know if it wasn't a foul. It certainly was off Tisdale.
Yeah, right. Person gets the field goal off the inbounds. And it's a 4-point Sixer lead, 41-37. Coleman from the top nails the jumper. Ben Coleman with his first field goal.
Ben's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Ben has had 12 points and pulled down 11 boards the other night last week against Seattle.
Skiles, low post feed, and they kick it back out. Skiles at long range. Low post again, left side. Turnaround, Tisdale is good. Tisdale with his first field goal. 43-39, Sixers. Velp who's checked in, and a foul. Philadelphia from the line. So the free throw shooting has been good, and they own the 44-39 lead. And here's a whistle. And again, this will be off the ball. Coleman battling with Tisdale, and Ben Coleman guilty of his second. Both clubs beginning to rack up personal fouls for the Sixers. Hawkins has 2, 3 on Gerald Henderson, and 2 on Ben Coleman. Long dribble drive, and then bounces in the middle. Dreiling poked away by Volk. Kind of half blocked it and slammed it to the floor. Brooks for Smith, driving Coleman to hit the rim, and then he forced it up and in.
Ben went up to slam, caught the bottom of the rim, but had enough strength to get the ball up and put the ball back in.
Back to the 7-point advantage. Dreiling tripped off his feet by Velp. Christian. Yeah, couldn't get out of the way. That's 1 on Velp, and a timeout taken by the Indiana Pacers with 6:54 left to play here.
Wish Charles Barkley a very happy birthday by bringing a birthday banner to the 76ers Nets game Friday, February 17th. For more information on how to win some great prizes, courtesy of Modell Sporting Goods, call 339-7676.
Skiles, the running right-hander, following the timeout, and knocked that down. 46-41. Sixers by 5. Their biggest lead, 9. That came in the first quarter. And here's a holding foul on John Long as Smith.
Bernie Fryer is looking down at Dick Versailles. Dick comes down off the bench and says a couple words and kind of turns his back on Bernie.
Mike Jerminski getting set to check back in. Rik Smits has his 3rd point as a 76er.
You know, being 6'6", almost 220 pounds, not only could he play the off guard, but he could probably, in a pinch, play the small forward spot too.
Smith made a pair. So 4 points here in the first half for Rik Smits, the Sixers' newest acquisition, and it's 48-41. Sixers by 7 again. The lob kind of looped inside, intended for Person from Skiles, and Rik Smits the foul, his first. Person to inbound right in front of Dick Versace. So look at Jimmy Lynam as he stalks the Sixers sideline. Skiles behind his back with a move. That's one right. John Long and a whistle. And again, this is off the ball as Ron Anderson is guilty of the foul. I believe it was Person who was trying to get position. And that's the 5th on the Sixers as a team. Cheeks and comes in. Hersey Hawkins will check in momentarily.
For Versace.
Raises up here after missing the second. The ball bounces twice, dances around, and finally collared by Jaminski. And to Anderson, 2-on-2 break. Anderson strong to the hole, blocked, but a foul on Person.
Good call that time by the referee that time, as Ron Anderson was getting ready to put a nice fake on Person, and he gave him a little inside fake and went to the outside. Went up with the right hand. You can see Person hit him on the hand. The referees in the stands didn't like the call, but
was that 5-2-9?
Yes, no, 9-2-9.
49-42. Low post feed. Tisdale double clutches and scores. Got perfect position that time, and not much Charles could do. Tisdale's second field goal. Jaminski wheels the hook. Nope, short. The rebound, Tisdale. The outlet, Skiles. Miller on the right wing. Skiles all the way to the hole, and he scores. Skiles took it coast to coast after the Tisdale rebound.
Just like at Michigan State, came down the middle on the fast break and was able to get to the bucket for 2.
And the Pacers have closed to within 3. Cheeks off the wing. Short. Rebound, Rik Smits. Skiles will push it again. Smits trailing the play. Now he's back. Skiles. Miller pops out one side. Fleming the other. They gun it. Now they swing it. Miller. They swing it to the top. Skiles. 3 on the shot clock. 2. He fires on the move. Missed it. Rebound tapped up, and Cheeks the long rebound. Maurice down the boulevard and scores. A little change of pace at the free throw line, and then exploded to the hole.
Great move that time by Maurice Cheeks. As once again, Hersey Hawkins was filling the right side. Maurice Cheeks kind of looked him off, and the middle just opened up, and Maurice was able to just take it down the middle and lay it in for 2.
Miller fires, had to put it on the floor and missed it. The rebound, Barkley. Cheeks for Charles. He thought about it and then kicked it off. And then Cheeks for Jaminski, count it, and a foul. Charles raised up as if to shoot it for 3 and then dumped it off for Cheeks, knifing in, who left it for Jaminski to finish off.
I don't know why you'd go for a fake with Charles Barkley taking a 3-pointer. You know, he's only shooting 21%, but they do. And it was a nice pass that time to Maurice, who laid it off to Jaminski for an opportunity to complete the 3-point play. If I was guarding Charles, you'd just say, heck with it, fire it up from out there.
And he will.
Yeah.
That time, good pass as he dumped it inside, and they finally found Jaminski. A 54-46 Sixer lead. Fleming hounded by Hersey Hawkins. 8 on the shot clock. Low post, Tisdale. Falling, firing, an air ball. Oh, he missed that a ton. Cheeks guns cross court. Barkley for 3. The home run. Got it.
Just when you talk about the guy shooting 21%, comes back and nails one.
That was bound to happen. 6 for 9. Charles is from the field now, including the 3-point field goal. 57-46. The Sixers in front. Skiles unloads, and he is good. Skiles off the bench with 5 field goals, and he is now 5 for 7 from the floor.
Keep a stand.
57-48. Barkley doubled. They swing it. Cheeks looking. Reverses. Baseline, Jaminski. The line drive. He hammered it home. Jaminski with his 4th field goal. And his 10th point. Smits at very long range. Now Miller. A Jimmy screen pin down, but I'm not sure who they're trying to pin down. And here's a foul. It's going to be charged to Rik Smits. He is 2nd and a timeout taken. A timeout taken with 2:38.
Stayed with that tip.
Here comes Charles. He goes in and scores, and he's fouled. Skiles got him sailing by, and Charles, somehow, some way, got it to fall. He wanted to reverse jam that baby.
Yes, he did. Scott Skiles realizing that Charles wanted to do that, and you take a look at Charles kind of giving a little snicker. Good steal here by Charles.
And Charles and Skiles slapped hands. Skiles saying, hey, I didn't foul you, and Barkley saying, I know you didn't, but you made me change my shot.
He certainly did make him change his shot.
Skiles is really upset, but not with Charles. He thought it was a great move. Charles completes the 3-point play. 20 in the first half for CB. 64-50, a 14-point Sixer lead, their biggest of the evening. As we hit the 2-minute mark. Inside, windmilled in by Reggie Miller, intended for Smits, and stolen. Cheeks picked up the loose ball. Cheeks pounds it down the middle. Shovels. The jam is there. Anderson hammers one home off the assist for Mo Cheeks.
Started out with a good double team on the defensive end on Smits. Maurice was able to make the steal and push the ball up for an easy 2 by Ron Anderson.
I think you'd agree, Sixers have gotten after it.
They really have. They're playing super basketball right now.
Smits from outside. He's had a nice first half. Smits with his 5th field goal. He is double figures.
But they've talked about this little stretch coming up, and this is going to be an extremely important stretch for them. They have 4 games this week, and then they go on a long road trip out to the West Coast, and it's going to be important to win tonight, tomorrow night, and as many games as they can coming in this week.
Jaminski off the offensive rebound, and the miss by Hersey Hawkins, a G-man with the follow. Mo Cheeks, Steve talked about the importance of him coming back and the added depth, but Maurice with 8 assists already in the first half. Came into the game averaging 7.8 per game. So he's by that total already. Skiles. Outside, Fleming, no. Tisdale snaps down the rebound, and then the short jumper is good.
And the interesting thing about Maurice Cheeks, whenever Maurice Cheeks has 10 assists or more, the 76ers are 10-2.
And he's right on the brick, having that in the first half. He will have it, or have 9, as Hawkins buries that. The home run is good. Hersey Hawkins with his first field goal and his first 3-pointer of the night. Outside, Smits, and nothing but net again.
Guy's come a long way.
Wow, hadn't he? From the first time we were in here.
He really has.
And granted, he didn't get a lot of minutes, but he has looked very, very sharp. 6 for 9 from the floor for Smits. 71-56. Cheeks for the turnaround. Heavy. Rebound, Tisdale. Lead is for Miller. Poked away and stolen by Anderson. Cheeks. Maurice down the lane he comes. Off the glass. Poked away.
Nice fake. Look at that. Good fake. Kind of set up the defense that time by Maurice, and was able to take the ball down the middle. Here we see an offensive shot by John Long. Ben Coleman pulls down the rebound. Leads it out to Scott Brooks, who sends it over to Smith. Rik Smits, his first bucket for the 76ers. And the 76ers were able to score 21.
Shelton Jones out of the Sixers set offense. Buries the jumper and has the first field goal as we're underway in the second half. The Sixers with a 73-56 lead. Tisdale. Fleming penetrates, floats it up on the rim. He got the roll. Fleming. On the drive, and now the Sixers come. Cheeks and Hawkins. Shelton Jones, Barkley, and Jaminski as the Sixers set up. Fleming checking Cheeks. Reggie Miller plays Hersey Hawkins. This is Tisdale on Barkley, doubled. Cheeks missed it inside, goes up, blocked by Smits. Follow Charles is short. They got a couple of cracks at it, and finally the Pacers come the other way. Person for Fleming. Hooked into Tisdale. And that's blocked from behind by Shelton Jones and out of bounds. Good help by Shelton.
Great help that time as Tisdale was able to get good position on Barkley. And here we see Tisdale spinning out to the baseline. Shelton Jones just comes over. Thank you very much.
This is Smits against Jaminski, and a 3-second call. Person got trapped in the middle.
Wouldn't let him out, and obviously Jack Madden, the son of Dorothy Madden from Hightstown, New Jersey.
Yeah, he wanted us to say hi to his mom. He watches every Sixer game.
Yes.
Jaminski, little jump hook. Pacers head the other way. Person misses that. Tisdale the rebound, loose, and able to track it down. Fleming. Person. Miller. On a hop step to shot for 3 up and missed that. Barkley. Smits rode his back all the way up the floor. Good feed. Shelton Jones, and he scores. Smits trying to be a factor and an intimidator in there. But that time he couldn't get there in time, and a 20-second timeout taken by Dick Versace and the Indiana Pacers as they find
able to bring the ball up through the middle. Smits keeps coming, but it was a nice head and shoulder fake that time by Shelton Jones, and just gets it over the outstretched hands of Smits for the 2-pointer.
Nice pass, Charles, yes. And a good move by Shelton to keep on going. He could have pulled up. 75-58, Fleming and Miller. Pacers, since the opening 60 seconds or so, have been unable to get on track. And credit the Sixers defense. And here's a look at it here. Fleming forced to shoot from the perimeter, misses. Rebound, Tisdale, and he threw that down. It hung in the basket. Jaminski just reached up and tipped it free. Tisdale with a strong offensive rebound, and then finished it off as he tomahawked one home. Hawkins batted away by Reggie Miller, but the point that Steve was making, and the one thing that we talked about coming out of the first half, is the Sixers have forced the Pacers to become more of a jump shooting team, and it's been up to Tisdale to try and pound the offensive glass. Hawkins against Miller, 5 on a shot clock. Percy hurries the shot, missed it. The rebound, Tisdale. Fleming, lead, Person. Down the lane he comes, shovels, nope, tap, nope, and Hawkins the board. The outlet is for Cheeks. Maurice in the middle to Jaminski, runs in, the layup, no, follow, Charles won't go, and here come the Pacers the other way.
Sixers have missed an awful lot of easy shots to open up this third period.
Fleming stripped for foul. Person played by Shelton Jones. Person spins him to the baseline and travels. Good defense, Steve, by Shelton Jones.
It really was. You know, Shelton Jones took away the middle, and as Person was getting ready to make that baseline move, he picked up the ball a little too soon, gave a little hop step and a jump in there, and was called for the walk. Sixers are playing extremely good defense tonight.
Yeah, they have really gotten after people. Charles Barkley at the offensive end, meanwhile, 20 points in the first half, 10 boards. Blocked by Smits, and that's what we talked about, trying to become a defensive factor. Fleming runs in, looks the defender off, and scores. Fleming, with his 4th field goal, is 8 points as he tries to breathe some life into the Pacers. 75-62. Hawkins, a skip pass up top for Barkley. Jaminski against Rik Smits. Jaminski the jump hook, and that was changed and altered by Smits. And here come the Pacers again. Fleming down the boulevard. Finger roll is a beauty. And a 20-second timeout taken. Now let's see if they're going to get a full timeout. Yep, they do get a full timeout. A full timeout charge to the 76ers as now the Pacers have made a run. With 7:40 left to play here in the third, the Sixers lead 75-64. Changes, though. It's at the Spectrum, 7:30 on Buy One, Get One free night. Neil Funk, Steve Mix at Market Square Arena. Driving Jones, and he powers one up. Good effort by Shelton Jones.
Came at a key time for the 76ers as the Pacers were starting to kind of whittle away the 15-point lead.
Shelton really doing a good job on Person. He fronts him, denies him the ball. Person frustrated. Into the lane. Fleming reverse. Nope, short. Cheeks leaves for Charles. Cranked underneath the Cheeks. Blocked from behind by Reggie Miller. Almost a perfect play, but a good defensive move by Reggie Miller. And this is Tisdale as he was behind him.
No, he didn't.
Or else he would have probably surfaced on the other side and laid it in. Used the basket to protect the shot. Smits, quick move to the baseline. Jumper, good again. I tell you, you got to like the way he's played.
You really
if
do.
He continues to improve.
You know, you take a look at a guy that was drafted 2nd overall last year's NBA draft, and a guy that 7 years old, liked to kind of piddle with mopeds, and now he's in the NBA.
If you like numbers, 14 points, 4 blocks, 4 rebounds. Barkley in traffic scores, but they're going to take it away, and an offensive foul on Charles, and Charles says yes to Bernie Fryer. Good call. I don't know if we'll see it again or not, but Charles agreed with the call.
He's able to get to the middle, spins back, throws his left hand out. Good call that time by Bernie Fryer, as even Charles Barkley will agree to that. He comes up shaking his head. Yeah, it's a good call, Bernie.
Fleming. Tisdale posted. Hooks one up, scores. Tough shot, made it anyway. Tisdale with 10 now. Indiana not dead yet. They're down 77-68 as the Sixers have the lead in the ball. 5:48 left to play in the third. A long way to go. Shelton Jones for Hersey at the top. Baseline. Falls and fires. Missed it. Rebound. Person on the run. 3-on-2. Person to Miller. Layup. He blew it. Follows. Smits is good. Started as a 3-on-2 and ended up as a 4-on-1. And Smits got it off the miss. 77-70. Cheeks directing traffic. Barkley against Tisdale. 5 on the shot clock. Charles spins in, loose and out of bounds. Fleming, no. Taps at it. Nope. Rebound, Indiana.
But the 5th layup the 76ers have missed.
Person. Fleming, a belt high right hand dribble, dances away at the top. Still on the move. Fleming dribbled it off his heel.
And that's that ball handling trouble that you said that he had earlier.
Here's another near steal by Miller. Anderson from outside. Kaboom! Anderson sticks one from outside to stop that run by the Pacers. You're watching Sixers basketball on PHL 17 in Philadelphia. Neil Funk with Steve Mix. A 79-70 Sixer lead. Tisdale. Miller for 3. Bang. Miller from outside. 4:06. So Jimmy has gone halfway through this period with his starters, with the exception of Anderson, in there. Hawkins, good drive. Blocked up. Smits got a hand on it. So did Tisdale, and so did Person. Ball is going to belong.
Hawks having a kind of a rough night tonight from the field.
Smits, the rebound off the miss on a tough shot. Fleming behind his, or between his legs for Tisdale, driving behind him. And that's poked away. Smits, now Fleming as they set up again. 10 on the shot clock. Person against Anderson. Person kicks it out. Fleming stripped by Cheeks. Cheeks behind his back, wheels right by him. And then wisely pulls up. Inside, Smith, good pass. Kaminsky blocked by Tisdale. Both clubs have come to life defensively. Sixers played well defensively in the first half. Smits turnaround, partially blocked by Kaminsky. Sixers run. Cheeks through traffic. Cheeks to the hole. Scoops, no, but a foul. Finally, we got something out of a break.
Jeez. Tell you, it's been a long drought. You know, you take a look. 76ers had 42 points in the second period. They come out with 3 minutes, just a little over 3 minutes ago. They're like 4 for 19. And you just cannot stay in ball games if you come out. I think they came out a little bit too confident. You know, they didn't come out with the same type of attitude that they did first half as we see Maurice Cheeks drive into the bucket and finally drawing the foul on Chuck Person.
A Person has picked up his 4th foul on the play. Skiles and Miller, Tisdale, Smits, and Long. This is Scott Skiles. For the Sixers, Cheeks, Anderson, Smith, Barkley, and Jaminski. Tisdale, Skiles, alone from 16, and scores. Skiles scoring from 16. An 80-75 Sixer lead. The biggest lead was 17. And the Pacers have come thundering back. Anderson raises up, not this time. Pat Jaminski is good though. G-Man off the miss. And it's an 82-75 Sixer lead. Sixers up by 17. And then the Pacers put together a solid run. Smits, baseline, jumper, good. Smits with 18. 4 blocks and several other shots. They forced the Sixers to alter. 6 blocks total, we should say, for Smits in the game. Driving, Mo Cheeks.
6 blocks for Smits, but for an entire team, Pacers are ending up, they have 12 block shots.
This game plan, and well, at least on paper, is an easy one. Stop Michael Jordan. It works on this play as Doc Rivers comes up with a steal, gets the easy 2 as the Hawks take the lead. But as the Hawks find out, you can never completely stop Michael. Here he shoots from just inside the 3-point line. And the Bulls at home losing to the Hawks right now late in the first quarter, 24-16. Cleveland playing in Miami. It's the best against the worst. The best record belongs to the Cavs. The worst record in the league belongs to Miami. And it's just a 5-point game right now. New York and Charlotte, where they lost the last time they visited Charlotte, but New York on top by 6. Philadelphia and Indiana. The Pacers playing at home. Scott Skiles, a couple of nice passes. Rik Smits finally gets it. Smits had 12 points in the first half, and the Pacers were up by 1. The newcomer is Rik Smits, gets an easy layup. He was waived last week by Sacramento, but here he gets an easy basket. Then Charles Barkley with the interception. And a nice reverse layup. Indiana winning on the road, 80-75. That is early third quarter. New Jersey score has been doubled by Milwaukee. Jack Sikma scored his 15,000th point. He's the 47th player to accomplish that milestone. And Dallas leads the Clippers 22-14.
Good drive to the bucket, lays it in. But he comes back on the other end, trying to put a little pressure on Scott Skiles and foul Scott as we take a look at Maurice. Certainly hope that shoulder is feeling good, 100%.
Yeah, it looked like maybe that groin that he has been nagging him all year, but he might have aggravated it a little bit in the first half early on, but hasn't played like it anyway. He goes down there. Long, a good free throw shooter. Has been his whole career. Anderson, 84-79, Sixer lead. As they go to work. Cheeks off the hand from Velp. Rik Smits fights John Long off, fires the jumper and scores. Rik Smits with his 3rd field goal, his first of the second half, and his 8th point.
The advantage of being a 6'6" guard, just being able to shoot over the smaller ones.
Smits fires off the glass, Wild missed it, rebound Velp. Christian the lead for Maurice, Cheeks for Barkley. Charles for 3, nope, it's short, and the rebound. Velp out-battled Smits for it. Good hustle by Christian Velp. 43 seconds left to play in the period. Quarter number 3. Cheeks down the lane. Cheeks to the glass. He scores.
Good high pick that time by Chris Velp to free up Maurice on the drive down the middle.
Let's see, he's still grimacing.
Yes, he is.
Something bothering him. I don't know whether it's the shoulder or the groin, but I tend to think it was the groin.
Or fatigue, possibly.
Yeah. Tisdale, nope. Rebound. Tapped right into the hands of Maurice, who glances at the clock. 19 seconds left. Shot clock at 16 now.
Same play the Sixers ran the last time.
Barkley wide on the left side. Velp angled at the top of the key. Here comes Cheeks down the lane. Hooks with the left hand. Missed it. No foul. Miller lead for Tisdale. Tisdale to Skiles. He kicked it out and they won't get a shot. Bounced off the Sixer bench now. And as Steve indicated, you know, you don't want to say it's an injury. It might just be fatigue.
Well, we'll find out if he comes back into the game, probably.
Skiles from the elbow, knocked it in. 88-81, and give the Sixers, or rather the Pacers, credit for hanging in. They were down by 17 at one point. Skiles 7 for 9 from the floor off the Pacer bench, and here's a steal, and here comes Skiles running. Skiles gives it up to Long. Good defense by Rik Smits. Long bangs into him, and a block foul charged to Rik Smits.
Tell you what.
Long cranks one up and scores from outside. Long with his second field goal. And you don't want him to get in his rhythm. 88-83, it's suddenly a 5-point game. Barkley, top of the key, fakes. Belt, he pump fakes. He drives, scoops, and a foul. Belt pumps again. 90-83 on a pair of Christian Belt free throws. He is now 3 of 4 from the line. And has 3 points in the game. Skiles spins his man. That's Brooks into this quick set by Tisdale and then buries the jumper. 90-85. Indiana hanging around. Anderson. Nowhere to go. Belt for Scott Brooks. Drives. Kicks it out. Anderson fires as he was pushed. It wouldn't go, but he'll get to the line. Long the foul. He got caught. Anderson went up a little bit off balance as he was shoved on the hip, and it still nearly went.
Good defense all that time by the Indiana Pacers as they were rotating nicely. Ron Anderson goes up. You see the little push that time by John Long. Like Neil said, shot almost went in, but Ron will get 2.
Makes the first. 91-85. Chuck Person. Skiles. Long. He fires again. Heavy off the heel there. Bounces over the backboard and out of bounds. Well, the Sixers will have it. Velp, Brooks, Smith, Barkley, Anderson. The 5 for Jimmy Lynam right now. Brooks doubled for a moment. Alone, Velp fires from 20. Nope. Rebound, Person. Skiles, who's had the hot hand dishes. Person fires, missed that. Rebound, Rik Smits. Barkley pounds a dribble against Skiles. A mismatch. Yeah, dumped underneath, intended for Belt. Anderson picks up the loose ball. Fires off balance, though. Charles, strong rebound. Falling, finds score. Wow.
May have been bumped a little bit by Chuck Person. Charles gets up and kind of looks at Bernie Fryer and says, hey, I got hit.
You talk about adjusting your shot while you're going down. You've got to really put something on that baby. You're about to hit the floor.
All of a sudden, you go from a 5-footer to an 8-footer falling away.
Skiles dribble drive, and it would have counted had it gone. Does not, and Brooks the foul on the drive by Scott Skiles. That move by Charles, that was awesome. Show you what kind of strength. Fleming steady, but he makes mistakes in his ball handling. His ball handling skills not what Skiles are. Rik Smits thought about it, still thinks about it, still thinks. Now unloads a line drive that's short. Skiles. He pulls up, missed that. Tisdale the offensive rebound. Cranked out Person. Now the Pacers, with patience, driving Skiles. Alley-oops a shot up and missed that. Tisdale another offensive rebound. Miller fires. He misses. Tisdale nearly had it again, but Barkley ripped it away.
He's got great anticipation on those offensive rebounds. I'll tell you what, he's catching those offensive rebounds. He's doing a good job for the Pacers.
Started tonight in the absence of Herb Williams. A 93-87 Sixer lead. Anderson falls and fires and rattles around and drops. .95-87. Philadelphia. 7:45 left to play for your ball game. Person, skip pass across the top. Skiles for three, and that misses. Skiles his own rebound. Skiles to the glass. Nope, but a foul. Person, Tisdale, Skiles, Fleming, and Stuart Gray.
Skiles, the ball came right back to him as Derek Smith couldn't stop and box out Scott Skiles, and Skiles just takes the ball in, draws a foul. That
Sixers had a 41-point second quarter and only a 17-point, or a 42-point second quarter, I should say, and a 17-point third quarter. Driving Anderson, and a whistle. And a foul. It's going to be on Tisdale.
His old team averaging a little over 25 points per game.
And has rebounded well against.
Yes.
And Everett Stevens, for whom the Pacers traded, is on the injured list currently. Smits, that turnaround again, just short, and Jaminski may have gotten a little piece of that. Anderson underneath Jaminski, windmills one up, and his foul as he twisted his way across the lane. Anderson, the good entry pass, and
Poor situation coming up with Mike Jaminski running. Good up pass that time by the players, and Rik Smits coming in just a little bit late. And Mike Jaminski will go to the line to shoot two. That's what the 76ers have to do. They've got to start pushing the ball back up. That's something that they did not do very well in the third period. And they've got to start getting into that a little bit more. Try and get a few easy buckets.
Gene missed the first. And he makes the second. So Jaminski 1 of 2. That trip to the line, 98-89. The Sixers continue to fight off the Pacers. Fleming with Derek Smith on him. Little pick and roll, and Person goes up, missed it badly. Jaminski the rebound. Brooks gunned up the left side to Anderson. He stops and pops and missed it. The rebound, Smits. Blocked away by Jaminski. Smits got it back. Fleming for Person. Well, they've really frustrated him with good defense, the Sixers have. Shelby Jones and Anderson and company. Tisdale partially blocked Williams. We should mention that Scott Skiles, who has 20, that's a career high now for Scott Skiles, coming off the bench for Dick Versace. Coleman bumps with Tisdale and scores. Ben, the turnaround. He twisted into Tisdale, bumped him, and then just raised up with a shot. 100-90. And Vern Fleming with his 6th field goal. Brooks for Anderson. The jumper will not fall. Coleman, he just threw Fleming. That's the second. Oh, with Pacers 17 down at one point. Got fought back. Hawkins misses. Jaminski tips. Controlled by Tisdale. Lead is for Fleming. Fleming to Skiles. Skiles poked away. Picked up by Fleming. Dump to Smits. He turns, fires. Nope. Rebound. Tisdale again. Back up and good. Tisdale the putback off the miss. And his rebounding, that's 14 for Tisdale, 14 rebounds. And now it's a 4-point game. And the crowd comes to life. Hawkins in an offensive foul as he fended Fleming away with his forearm. Here's a look, and a good call here. Starts his drive, boom, pushed him off and then tried to spin back. 100-96. Inside, Fleming goes up. No, he missed it at point-blank range. Jaminski. The rebound. Charles. Hook back. Gee, look at a shot. Didn't take Brooks. Looks at one. Does. Nope. Rebound. Derek Smith. And a clean 24. .420 left. Brooks trying to hook the pass off, and it's out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Sixers with 12 on the shot clock. And a timeout taken by the Sixers.
They're missing some easy shots.
Carried over second quarter.
Yeah, and carried over a little bit into the fourth period. But now what they have to do, they have to try and get the ball into Charles, and Charles is going to have to do something
like that.
Good pass that time by Charles.
Drew two defenders to him and then found the open man. It was Rik Smits. The lineup for the Sixers: Hawkins, Brooks, Jaminski, Barkley, and Rik Smits.
Sixers got to let Charles kind of create something off the post up, just like he did last time.
Fleming. Tisdale, who's had a big game, misfires there. The rebound for jerseys, and Smits picked it up. And finally a whistle and a foul and a jump ball. No, they're going to call a jump ball, and Smith is really hot and has a right to be.
I don't blame him. I don't know. Mrs. Madden, I think your son may have blown a call here, but let's take a look. Good hustle that time. Smits just reached around and grabbed Rik Smits. I don't agree with that call.
Jess Thompson puts it in the air, and it's controlled by the Pacers. Person from outside. That's heavy. Battle Tisdale and Barkley, and that ball out of bounds is going to belong to the Sixers. Cheeks and Hawkins. Let's see if they run this for Charles. Charles against Tisdale. Percy pops out. They look two-man game. Barkley gunned underneath, intended for Cheeks, who was open for a moment, but Person ready. Skiles has trouble at the timeline and finally gets it to Fleming. Fleming to Smith. He tries to jam, and Smith fouled him. The Pacers, Skiles in trouble for a moment, then got it to Fleming, who gunned it up the left side. Here's a look. Boom.
Got him with the body. I think he had all ball. I think he got him with the body, but that was a great effort that time by Rik Smits.
Smits will get to the line. They just got out of his path that time.
Well, that was created. The opportunity was created because Mike Jaminski kept the ball alive, and it kind of fell on the floor a couple times, and Charles was able to pick it up.
Fleming. A 104-97 Sixer lead. Person and a block foul on Ron Anderson. Barkley and Person give each other a little shot. Charles saying, hey, pal, I'm still here.
That last offensive rebound by Charles Barkley.
Smits and Jaminski. Person and Anderson. Barkley and Tisdale. Fleming and Hawkins. This is Hersey wide open. The jumper. Kaboom.
Good pick that time by Charles Barkley to free up Hawk. Hawk realizing that he was open, wide open 18-footer, just kind of took his time a little bit and knocked it down.
There's a pick set by Tisdale. As he picked off Hawkins, now Skiles circles into the lane. Gunned out, Fleming fakes. 7 on the shot clock. He has to give it up. Person unloads, nothing but net.
Boy, you see that happen a lot where a team plays tremendous defense and the guy knocks one down with 2-3 seconds left on the shot clock.
Disheartening.
Yes, it is.
106-101 with 5, or rather with a minute 34 left. I'm going to say with 5 minutes. Jaminski sticks one, and that helps. The lead back up to 7 at 108-101. And a timeout taken by the Indians.
Charles just realizing the ball is going to bounce on the floor, just comes barreling in. Like you say, that defense just kind of spread right on apart there, and Charles was able to go in for the easy dunk.
Well, the Pacers, following their timeout, come back with Tisdale, Smits, Person, Skiles, and Fleming.
Both teams going to the offensive boards extremely well. Philadelphia has 18 offensive boards for 28 points. In Indiana, most of these in the second half, 13 offensive rebounds for 16 points.
The alley-oop intended for Person and deflected, and the Sixers have it. Another costly turnover.
And this is what Dick Versace was saying. Coming down the last 3-4 minutes of a ball game, the players are not familiar with how to win a ball game. The guards aren't sure how to handle the basketball, and they're not doing the things that they have to win the game.
They steal here, do the Indiana Pacers, then turn it right back over on a Skiles travel at the timeline.
2 back-to-back turnovers, and Dick Versace has got to say, hey, this is the same old stuff, guys. We've got to do something a little bit different if we expect to win. They have better talent than I think their record shows.
Jaminski, Hawkins, Barkley, Anderson, and Cheeks. This is the lineup Jimmy likes down the stretch. Here's a near steal. Person tipped at it. Cheeks saved it. Got it to Jaminski. That'll be over and back. And Jimmy argues, but Bertie Fryer says, no, he screamed, he bellowed, no. Jimmy arguing that the ball was deflected and that they were entitled to come into the backcourt. If they don't win the argument, Person from outside, he rattles a 3 home. Person the home run. And again, it's a 4-point Sixer lead, 108-104. 38 seconds left to play. Cheeks for Anderson. Smits got there, but late. Anderson for Hawkins. They run the clock. 27 seconds left. A 4-point Sixer lead and a whistle. And more. We have 24 seconds remaining.
Not many more.
Yeah, well, a reminder, though, that the Sixers' timeout situation should have become a factor, which it probably will not. Sixers with 3 full timeouts and 1:20 left. The Pacers with just 1 full timeout left. Person loops it in. Miller catches, fires in desperation 3, missed that. The rebound, run down. Person, the home run, nope. The rebound, Hawkins taken away. Miller dances out for 3. Inside Smits, he goes up, scores. 11 seconds left. A 4-point Sixer lead. Anderson grabbed in the backcourt by Person. The lob off the inbounds hits the rim and caroms back. Fleming flips it up on the glass and scores. 111-108 with 7 seconds left. Cheeks breaks free. Person takes a seat. Barkley goes in and is hammered by Scott Skiles. And then had a hang on the rim, and he's entitled to do that to protect himself.
Well, Scott Skiles was not going to give Charles Barkley extremely important.
Yeah, you're right. Here's the lob, length of the floor, and the Sixers have it and the ball game. 113-108. The 76ers,